Hello and welcome. This is my first video on my channel. Now this channel is going to focus on lots of things, but for this first video, especially with the new year coming up, I wanted to work on bullet journaling, mainly the mistakes I made. Unabashedly, here they are. So this is my first ever spread that I did, and as you can see, I have had to use whiteout over here many times. I do like the circular calendar. I was not happy with this one. Now this one looks pretty okay. I've got my goals, I've got my washi tape. What else do you need, right? I also decorated November and I did it pretty good. I have found that minimalistic decorations are my friend. Whenever I try to go all out is whenever shit gets bad. Hence the next page. We have the mood tracker. Now I did a candelabra with 3 moods for the day. I don't really like how that one turned out, and I used way too much space. Here I wanted to, because this was all just an excuse to use my calligraphy, let's be honest with each other. So I did like my title way too huge. This is some diary stuff, and I quickly learned, don't know that I really want to waste pages in my bullet journal for a diary. Blank page, because I left it blank because I wasn't sure what else to do. My spending. So I am happy with the way this one turned out. This one turned out pretty good. Yay. Once again, minimalist. Minimalist. Back to the mood tracker. A little better. Title is smaller. My candelabras are still too big. Now my habit tracker I didn't start until the 9th, so that's why you see it laid out like that, because it was really just from the 9th through the 30th of November. My sleep tracker, piss poor planning on my part, had to be carried over here, and then I had my weekly chores. Ideally what I should have done was do the whole page sleep tracker and then put my weekly chores here, something like that, but this was my first habit tracker. Notice how tiny it is. I only have a few things here. Up at 9, brush teeth, floss, face care, hair wash, shower. Depression is real, you guys. You should track these things if you know that that might be a problem. Read, study, wore makeup, whether I wore makeup or not. Fiction writing, because I fancy myself a writer. So here I did the candelabra smaller, but I still, and I finished out the month. I still wasn't super happy with the multiple candles. Some of the changes I made here, more washi tape, it's okay. So I did, like I carried my lines through to the center, and I went for less of a minimalist calendar, but like much better for me. And of course I have the Libra little thing in the center, because I'm a Libra, we're awesome. And then in here, this just has the days of the week. You probably can't make it out or read it, but those are the days of the week. And I put them on the very inside because it was just so small. I was like, what else am I going to write there? And then I also have the lunar cycles. Super cute. Just a little touch. And then here I moved my spending, and because the month isn't over, I haven't colored everything in, done the pie chart yet. But I moved it right here so that everything, because I also put where I got paid, how much and when, that kind of stuff. So it works better to have my spending next to my calendar. Maybe for you it won't, but planning is important. Now I did plan, like I penciled everything in and shit, but like I still messed it up. But that's the whole point. Like your first month is a learning process. This is the second month. Now that's my sleep tracker. This is my habit. Wait, I did that upside down. Blah. Speaking of mistakes. So this is my habit tracker here. And you'll see that most people will just do the lines across with the little gray highlighter thingy. It's one of these pins. Let me get it. Oh, it's a little brush pin. I was actually losing track from here as well, so I made a little like gingham print. And I think it looks much better that way. Cute, like a little flannel, like a little gray flannel. And if you notice here on my mood tracker, I did one candle. Instead of doing a candelabra a day, I did one candle, and I left enough room to put little things here and there, like this day I got on the Greyhound to go to Mobile. This was my granny's funeral. This was that. So obviously, like, I didn't put any colors in for that day. I wasn't really focusing on anything other than just grieving, and that's okay. Like, you can put a question mark on your flower petal or your candle or whatever, and I'll talk more about the candle method and why I like to use that later. I also, in my first month, did a mental health spread that included the feel wheel, as it has been called by many other people before me. I did a few journaling things here, and as you can see, I had to add a page because I got too overzealous, and I actually drew up my December stuff like 2 weeks before November was done. Overzealous, yes. And here I do like Dutch doors, because like inside these Dutch doors are some potentially like for me at least potentially triggering. I might not want to look at it every day whenever I'm flipping through, so I kind of hid it behind a Dutch door, you know. And I think it worked out pretty well. This was a weekly thing. I'll go through this one more. I'll probably do like just my mental health spreads from November to December, you know. Maybe I'll do a little thing like that. But yeah, pretty much my mistakes happened pretty early on, and I got a hold of them pretty quickly. um and I also like, I'm not the kind of person who likes modern calligraphy, like the brush pen stuff, or I don't like to trace things either. I'm lazy. I have italic nibs. I have dip pens. This is like my favorite little dip pen. I got it from art supply store, and I do the dip pen calligraphy. Mostly manuscript. I've been doing my cursive stuff sometimes because like I write mainly in cursive. It's hard for me to retrain myself to do that, but the Gothic lettering was my favorite, and you don't see a lot of people in their habit trackers doing fonts other than modern calligraphy. And I think it's important that we all see that, like, throw some Gothic font in there, throw some, oh, Celtic font is really cute. It's like the Hobbit font, like whenever you think like the old style of the book, The Hobbit, and the way the title was done is called Celtic font. Um, there are a lot, and like there are so many different kinds of Gothic font. What I like is called Fraktur Gothic. So if you're interested in trying to make your letters prettier, I totally suggest looking into calligraphy and trying out different things with that. And it doesn't matter if you fuck up, because this is for you. And I tried to start one over this summer, and I totally beat myself up over how like not perfect it was, but how like perfect I wanted it to be, and it just wasn't. And I totally lost all motivation and just quit. I went off on a huge tangent, and now I had to rein it back in to make this first video like focused, because I don't always focus. But I hope you enjoyed this first video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that good YouTubey stuff. And I look forward to the next one. Bye.